But yeah, we are going to go ahead and rebuild them in today's video here. So go ahead and leave a like and subscribe. Now, I tried to get it to where they were actually last and we was going to be in February. But unfortunately, it did not work out. So they're going to have to sit here in this table. And we're going to have to rebuild them from the start of the season instead of at the end of, well, mid to end of February as it is right now. We went ahead and changed the default formation as well. I don't like 5-backs. 5-back rebuilds never really go well. They don't really do too good on FIFA, on career mode at least, unless you play against it, then they do well. But playing with it, that's not that great. So we'll go ahead and go in the 5-back. Now, they do have 3 players here that are not immediate sells. This guy, he is not a must sell. He's probably a must keep as well. He's probably one of their best players in this team, so he is going to go ahead and stay here with us. As well as, if I can find him, Curtis, the young boy right back. He's not a must sell. He might be a loanee that we just go and loan out for the season or 2 seasons to let him go on and see how he becomes before he can fit into this first team spot. And then Souza as well. He is a must not sell, at least for the first season, maybe even 2 seasons as well. Everybody else... So yeah, like I said, these 3 guys are must not sellables, at least for the first season, probably 2. And honestly, at least for Ahmed, definitely even probably more. He might be here through the entire rebuild. Everyone else is on the transfer list. We're opening offers, and we're going to look to rebuild this team and try and make them European giants. We are going to go ahead and release Mason Holgate as well from Sheffield United. This scumbag does not deserve a spot in football anymore, so goodbye to him. Our first signing is bringing in Eze on loan from Crystal Palace. He'll be here for the season, and he'll be our number 1 cam, hopefully, to try and keep us stay up alive and keep us in the Premier League for at least 1 more season before we can start the real proper rebuild. Second signing, it's another loanee, this time from Arsenal. The good old go-to when you need a loanee right winger, Reece Nelson. He will join the squad on loan for the season, and he might become a permanent fixture next season if he does well here. But for now, Reece Nelson is here for a season-long loan. Welcome to the club. Our first permanent signing, he's joined back in EAFC after his year-long betting ban. Ivan Toney is back in the game, and he's back here in one of our teams here at Sheffield United. I was going to go somewhere different. I was looking at Ollie Watkins from Aston Villa, but then I remembered Ivan Toney is back into the game now. So it's only right that we actually bring him in, and he's our first permanent signing, costing us $22 million. That is half our budget with all the other players sold. We're up to around $40-50 million. Ivan Toney is about $22 million of that. Welcome to the club, Ivan Toney. You're joining Sheffield United. You had your hopes of joining Arsenal in the January transfer window. You have your hopes of joining Arsenal or a bigger side in the summer, but you joined Sheffield United here on the game. $22.8 million. Ivan Toney is here at Sheffield United as our new number 1 striker. Our second permanent signing is a young boy from Ajax, Joel Hatro. He is coming into the team. Now, he is a center back / left back. He will play left back for us / right back, in all honesty. He could find his way in that center back role, but we are going to go ahead and position change him to be a left back. And then from there, he will hopefully be our new number 1 left back. And he should be here for the majority of the term, unless he gets sold later on down the line if we need money. But Hato, welcome to the club here at Sheffield United. And you can't have a rebuild without bringing on your own keeper, and it's probably one of the go-to keepers on every single rebuild that you see on YouTube. At least for me it is on my YouTube channel. Andrew, he is joining the club here at Sheffield United. He will be probably our new number 1 goalkeeper. Not probably, he will be our new number 1 goalkeeper. Once I used him, I think I used him in the last rebuild. I believe I used him in the last rebuild. He's back here now, so welcome back to the club. In fact, I don't think I used him in the last one. I think I used him in a 10-minute rebuild maybe with the other team that I did the 10-minute rebuild on. But Andrew, welcome to Sheffield United. The white keeper kit, if that's a white keeper kit, it's ugly. For a keeper kit. It might be good for outfield kit, but for a keeper kit, it's ugly. But $10.2 million, welcome to the club. And we welcome Eric Martel into the Sheffield United team. 10.9 million, a CDM over from FC Köln. He will join the squad, whether or not he actually plays, because we have Hammer and Susser as our two main center defensive mid / center mid spots. We'll find out. Tails will tell, but he is a good option to at least have as a backup. And then we are also going to go ahead and bring in Noah Mbama, a youngster from Bayern Leverkusen. We are going to instantly try and loan him out to another club and see what he can do on there. But other than that, this is technically the last signing of this window. And then we'll get into the end of the season and see where the boys are finishing there and see if we can survive relegation. This year team going into the first season, we have Andrew as our goalkeeper. We actually loaned out Curtis and then sold the right back that we actually was going to play with me knowing, because I just was doing stuff on autopilot. So we bring Curtis back off alone, and he's the starting right back there. Hopefully he plays all throughout. We have Ahmed and Trusty as our two center backs. Hato as our left back. A midfield duo of Hammer and Susser, with also Martel and Mbama on the bench. We're not going to go ahead and loan out Mbama, I don't think. Reese Nelson on the right hand side. Barrett and Diaz on the left hand side. Eze as our cam, and Ivan Toney as our striker. Let's see how the boys do at the end of the season. And we survived relegation by 2 points. Surviving up here, we will not go straight back down. Luton Town will go ahead and do straight back down. Burnley survived the going straight back down as well by 2 points, just like us. We survived relegation. Brentford, Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace without Eze go straight down. Maybe that creates an angle that we bring in Eze permanently next season, seeing as Crystal Palace are now in the championship for the next season. Top of the table, Arsenal go ahead and win the. It's so good to see EA treating Arsenal nicely now. Arsenal go ahead and win the league with Man City in second, tied on points with Liverpool in third, Aston Villa in fourth. That's actually insanely realistic. And this really could be the end of the season total tally as well. Newcastle in 5th, Spurs in 6th. This is where it gets a little bit unrealistic because Chelsea in 7th. I can see it, but not really. I don't see them doing better than Manchester United, and definitely not 14 better than Manchester United. Manchester United have had a stinky season on their terms. Let's go ahead and see who's coming up, though, in the Premier League. Does it matter? No, it don't matter. Let's go and see the squad hub. This is what really matters here. The squad hub. Top goal scorer, Ivan Toney. Welcome back to the club. Welcome back to the game, I should say. And welcome back to Premier League football. Your team is going down, so you are staying here as well. That's actually insane. So we bring in Eze, whose team is going down to the championship. It creates an angle for us to possibly bring him in permanently. And then Ivan Toney, who we brought in from Brentford, they are going down. They finished rock bottom in this table, so that's good to see there. 16 goals out of Ivan Toney. He's obviously going to be here for this whole entire rebuild. Now we just have to start going and just keep going. Did Curtis grow? He grew +2. How many games did he play? He played 43. That is great. He played every single Premier League game as well. Whether or not he keeps playing, honestly, I don't see it. Did Mbama grow any? He grew +1. He played 10 games. We had Reese Nelson on loan last season. This time, we had Pedro Neto coming in from Wolves for a permanent deal here for $32.5 million. He will join the squad. I have another player on my mind. It's somebody that was here last season, Eze, who was on loan from Crystal Palace. I do need to raise a little bit more funds to be able to bring him in, but we are working a deal out there. We are working on selling at least one more player that could get us over the line. But for now, Pedro Neto joins us for a permanent deal here for $32 million, and he's our new right back, or new right winger. The deals have been done, the money has been transferred in, and now quickly transferred out as well. Eze joins here Sheffield United on a permanent deal over from Championship side now, Crystal Palace. He will join Pedro Neto. He will join his last season teammates all here, and he's back to being our new #1 cam, this time on a permanent basis. Last signing of the summer window here is bringing in a left winger. Obviously, Barrett and Diaz was on loan last season. I kind of forgot about that until just now. I was about to sim all the way to the end of the season. Barrington Diaz obviously got back to his club, so we had to bring in a new left winger here, and he is somebody I just found when I was looking for some free agents just to boost our squad depth. Shade is coming into the team here from Brentford. Obviously just got relegated as well, and he'll now link up with his former teammate Ivan Toney here. We bought him in for $9.9 million. That is our entire transfer budget gone out the window. And just to quickly run it down as well, we went ahead and bought in a couple of free agents to the team to boost the squad. We have Jake Barnes, who's actually a better right back than our current right back, so I think he might take the role of playing every single game. He is on a rotational squad role, though, so that's a little interesting. We have Blinkard, who is our striker backup now. He's on a crucial squad role. I'm going to have to replace that through mods. He's on a crucial squad role, but we're going to have to change that. We went in for this guy, but he went ahead and ended up at Genoa, so we don't get him for it free. That's completely fine. Jack Wallace will get in on free, a extra center mid to boost our squad. And then also this Abdelkader Ahmad from Morocco, we bring him in on a deal as well. So the only thing I have to change here is making sure Blinkard is not a crucial squad role, because he's definitely not crucial, and honestly he's rotational at this point as well. And this is your starting 11 to take on this season. Hopefully trying to get maybe mid-table, make a cup run of some sorts, maybe get into European football next season. That's the ultimate goal in Season 2. Andrew Curtis, the back four is the exact same. The midfield two is the exact same. The left winger is Shea now. The cam is Eze this time permanently. And then Neto out wide on the right-hand side with Ivan Toney still down as our number striker, as our main striker. Let's get into the end of the season, and let's see how the boys can do this season around. Top of the table, Arsenal go back-to-back Premier League wins. Man City fall out of Champions League completely and finish in 5th for Europa League. We finish in 12th, so we finish in that mid-table target that I was talking about as our bare minimum mid-target up to a European spot like 8th, 7th, trying to get to a cup final, maybe trying to do that. Going down is Leicester City, who just came straight back up. Everton are going down finally as well, and Watford, who came straight up, are going straight back down. Leeds United actually do well there in their first season back in Premier League football. Burnley survived relegation just again. They might be going straight back down, not straight back down, but they might finally be going down the next season. Did we get in the cup final is the key part. No, we did not get in the FA Cup final. Obviously, I knew that because I've seen it at the end of the season. Arsenal and West Ham are in the cup final there. Carabao Cup, I actually don't know. And no, Spurs and Chelsea. Brentford actually made it all the way to the semifinals. When did we get knocked out? I have a feeling we got knocked out relatively early on, and it's looking like we did. We lost to QPR in round 2 on penalties. So that is unfortunate there. Our squad hub is Ivan Toney, the top goal scorer once again. Yes, 15 goals. That's not as many goals as he should be scoring. He should be scoring a lot more goals. Pedro Neto's first full season here, 11 goals there. And as 8 goals, he had less goals. Actually, he had 7 goals last season. As 8 goals, Shade, 6 goals. Mr. Kevin there. Sousa had 3 goals. Blinkard had 3 goals as well. And it might be time for us to say goodbye to Hammer and say hello to Martel, 77. It might be time for Martel to take the reins there. Curtis had 13 games. Barnes had 36 games. So as expected, Barnes is going to be playing a lot more games than Curtis, which honestly is fine. It might force us to actually bring in a proper center back or proper right back next season. Season 3, it's European or nothing, honestly. Jacob Cavor is joining the squad for Arsenal for $18 million. He is going to go ahead and replace Austin Trusty, the former Arsenal player that actually never really played for Arsenal. He got loaned out and then sold. So Austin Trusty didn't really have a good stint technically at Arsenal. He did get put on the map thanks to Arsenal and Birmingham. And so we are going to go ahead and bring in Jacob Cavor. He will join the squad for $18 million. We were going to look into bringing Fofana in, Wesley Fofana, but they wanted $40 million, and that is pretty much our entire transfer budget. That would only leave us way around $10-20 million to spend. And honestly, I'm not really looking to spend too much, so I guess I could have done that. But Jacob Cavor is the #1 option, and we bring him in for $15.9 million. End of Season 3, and we finish in 3rd. We have Champions League football. We lose one of the final game days against Crystal Palace, who's back up in the Premier League. But we lose to... No, we don't lose nothing. We finished third. Arsenal, who won back-to-back titles, aren't even in the top 8. Where are they at? They are in 9th. They have fallen from grace, Kivior taken away from him. Just absolutely destroy the team. Man City are back on top. Newcastle in second. Sheffield United have Champions League football. Brentford, who just got promoted back here, are in 5th. They'll have Europa League football. Crystal Palace, who just got promoted back up in the Premier League, are in 8th. Going back down. Burnley survive again. Southampton go down, Leeds United go down, and West Ham are down into the Championship football. Manchester United finish in 13th. They survived relegation by 10 points, which is insane to even say. Who scored all these goals? Because our boys had to go off or something. Ivan Toney, there it is. 32 goals for Ivan Toney, 27 in the Premier League. Neto had 18. Shade had 12. Eze had 10. Unfortunately, I don't think Shade is going to do it for Champions League football. I don't think I don't think Sousa is going to do it for Champions League football anymore. Ahmed is up to 80 overall. That's good to see. And honestly, it's looking like Kivior did play. I don't think Kivior is good enough for Champions League football. I don't think Hato is good enough for Champions League football. So a big rebuild, hopefully a big budget next season as well. Let's get to that. Let's see what we can do in our first Champions League season. Maybe win Champions League in the first season, I'm asking. That would be a miracle. We have $179 million to spend. That is a transfer budget for getting into Champions League football. That is insane, and we are going to spend a lot of it. First off, by bringing in Yunus Musa, then Arthur Vermeeren, and then Malo Gusto as our first 3 signings. You can see 2 more deals that we're working on. Milos Kirks and Castello Lucaba we are also bringing in. And then we are also having Martin Branco, a.k.a. Ronaldo's regen, on the bench as well as a possible outlook for the future if Ivan Toney goes to piss. And this is actually going to be your starting 11. We cannot afford to bring in Kurtz, so this is going to be your starting 11. Andrew still remains as our goalkeeper. Ahmed is still our right-sided center back. We now have Gusto at right back. We have Lucaba as our left-sided center back. We have Vermeeren and Musa, a brand new midfield duo, and then everybody else here is the same as well, with Tony, Eze, Shade, and Neto into the team. I'm going to look for a free agent possibly on the left hand side, but Shade I think is starting to grow. He's starting to be a little bit better, so we're going to go ahead and get him the time of day there, and we're going to go into January and see where we are at in the Champions League group. Halfway through the season, first time doing this, we are in 4th. Brentford are in 3rd, so they went from getting relegated bottom of the table straight back up into the Premier League, then into 5th of the Premier League, now into 3rd of the Premier League halfway through the season. I don't know what's happened to them, but they are going off right now. Arsenal are back on top as well. As far as the Champions League goes, the group stages, we had Leverkusen, AZ, and RC Lens, in which we finished first on the Sheffield on the group stage there, so we finished in first there. Let's go through some other teams quickly. Actually, no, we're not. Let's just go into the round of 16. We have Man City versus Inter, FC Porto versus Sheffield United, so we'll have a Portuguese side there. AC Milan versus Leipzig, Leverkusen versus Juventus, Liverpool versus Atletico Madrid, Atalanta versus Bayern, PSG versus Real Madrid, that's a juicy one, and then Sporting CP versus Barcelona there. So we are going to go ahead and go into that round of 16 instantly and see what the boys can do. I'll see y'all there. First leg up here against FC Porto. We are going to go ahead and obviously quick sim as we do until we get to the final. Eze scored in the 34th, or 35th I should say. Jaime Jamie missed a penalty in the 41st, and Romario scored in the 57th to make it a 1-1 first leg. Quick sim here, second leg against FC Porto. Can we? Oh, we do it. Shade with the brace. I thought we was going to get knocked out. FC Porto are a great side, but they can't get the job done. We get it done in the second leg. 3-0. 4-1 on it. We're into the quarterfinals of the Champions League. And we have Bayern Munich in the quarterfinals. Our adventures are going to end right now. Juventus versus PSG. City versus Liverpool. Us versus Bayern, and AC Milan versus Barcelona. I mean, we weren't getting past any other teams. The best chance was maybe AC Milan. We're going to quick sim this game, expect to lose. We lose 2-0 as expected, and we're going to go ahead and quick sim the second leg, lose that, and hopefully still remain in Champions League as well. But simulations are not going well. We are in 11th. Second leg here against Bayern Munich, and we are going to go ahead and draw 2-2, so we at least got something out of this game. We get knocked out 4-2 on aggregate, though. We move on to the next season, which hopefully... And we go ahead and finish the season in 8th. We miss out on European football altogether. Man City go ahead and win the league there. Let's go into the next season and hopefully get back into Champions League football instantly. And we go ahead and bring our first signing, Enrique Rodriguez. We are going big or going home. When we don't make European football like that after being in Champions League, we have to go big. And when we're this late in on the career mode series, technically, season-wise, we have to go big and we have to bring in Mr. Regen Messi. He will join the squad. Where he will play, honestly, I don't know because I like Ivan Toney. I still like Eze. The only place I can see him possibly playing at the moment is the left-hand side, I should say, because other than that, that's where he fits, is that left-hand side. He could play on the right-hand side for Neto, and we changed Neto over to the left-hand side. That is something that could actually probably will happen, and that is exactly what we are going to do. Other than that, I think we try to bring Kirks back into the team, and other than that, it's back to trying to find some great players for the bench, in all honesty. That's really the main thing there, because this team is still good enough to get the job done. We couldn't afford him last season. We can afford him now. Welcome to the team, Kirks. You're back. You're not back. You're at Sheffield United. You're our new #1 left back. Hayato didn't grow enough. Maybe try and loan him out, see if we can loan glitch him. Maybe. We'll see what happens. This is probably going to be the last signing of the summer, in fact, as we look to go into getting back into Champions League football. And we finished second in the league with 94 points. We only lose 2 games this entire season. That is absolutely insane. We missed out on the title by 4 points by Manchester City. The fact we got 94 and don't even get second, the fact Arsenal got 91 and get third is absurd. There's a big point difference from 3rd to 4th, though. Liverpool 68, Arsenal 91, us 94, Manchester City 98. That is insane. Going down is Middlesbrough, Crystal Palace, and Leicester City. We are back in the Champions League. How many goals is Rodriguez scoring then? Rodriguez, Ivan Toney, Neto. Ivan Toney had 26, Rodriguez had 24. That is great to see. Neto had 8. That is not great. I didn't do contract extensions. Please tell me nobody good is leaving. Oh my lord, I can actually resign him. Thankfully, nobody came in for him. He's leaving, honestly, that's fine. And he's leaving, honestly, that's fine as well. We're back in the Champions League football, though. That's good to see. First signing we make of this season, trying to get to a Champions League final. I don't even know what season we're in anymore. And honestly, I don't know whose regen this is, but a left-winger Brazilian over from Real Madrid. He will join the squad for 100 and, how much was it? 117 million. Ramos, left-winger, I'm assuming left-winger striker. Actually, I don't know whose regen that is at all, but he joins the team, and he is here to stay. And as you can probably see on your squad hub when I was trying to see where he was from, second signing of summer is bringing in Merete. He will go ahead and replace Yunus Musa in that center mid role. Yunus Musa is still a great option. He'll remain as our backup option, but that is 200 million down the drain. We still have 120 million to spend, which is insane to even think about. And with that money, we go ahead and bring in a center back from, I forgot what club we're bringing him in from, but we're bringing him in, a center back, 87 overall from Aston Villa for 91.8 million. We have 30-ish million to spend now still, but that is pretty much our transfer budget gone within 3 signings, which is insane. Halfway through the season, the boys sit in 6th with 34 points. We are 12 points off top of the table. As far as the FA Cup goes, we are playing against Swansea. The Carabao Cup, we're in the semifinals against Spurs there. So we'll see how that goes. Champions League, though, is what we all care about. We faced off against AS Monaco, Valencia, and AEK Athens, in which we came second. AS Monaco completely dominated the group there. We finished in second there, which means a trip against Bayer Leverkusen. Our last Group E that we had in the last time was in Champions League. So we'll have Bayer Leverkusen. Hopefully we can get past them. Arsenal versus PSG. Barcelona versus Inter. There's no Juventus versus Real Madrid. Other than that, it's straightforward for a lot of these teams. Let's get into the round of 16 and hopefully make a better run than what we did last time out. First leg up against Bayer Leverkusen. We win 2-1. Ivan Toney with the brace in between an Osa ham sandwich. Let's get to the second leg. Second leg here against Bayer Leverkusen. Can we get the job done? A 0-0 draw will get the job done. We move on 2-1 on aggregate. We're into the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Now, don't give me Bayern Munich, please. First leg up, and it's against Liverpool in the quarterfinals of the Champions League, and we win 3-0. Ramos, Eze, and Tony all score. A dominant first leg from the boys. Second leg up here, we're not down, we're up 3-0 in fact, and we stay up 1-0 on the day, 4-0 in aggregate. We are into the semifinals. We move past the quarterfinals, and we can face off against Barcelona. That's the other confirmed team. It's Barcelona and either AC Milan or Real Madrid or Man City and PSG. That is an insane semifinal, but we have to beat the best to be the best, so yep. First leg up, and it's against AC Milan in the semifinals of the Champions League. We lose 2-1. A Rodrigo brace, a Tony saver that could possibly see us make a rescue out of the second leg, hopefully. Second leg here against AC Milan. Can we crawl back? We're down 2-1 on aggregate, and we actually do. Ramos in the 110th minute, and then Rodriguez in the 32nd minute. We are into the final of the Champions League, taking on either PSG, I believe. No, either Manchester City or Barcelona. Finally getting Champions League final on the 17th season. It's the final of the Champions League, and it's against the league of winners in Manchester City. We finished 5th. So it's this or the video is a fail, and it's a failed rebuild because I'm not doing another season at all. Ederson in net, Pedro Porto, Koundé, Tomori, Theo Hernandez as their back line. I don't know who that Robson is, but he's their cam with Tchouaméni and Valverde in between there. Foden, Holland, and Doku, who is on their bench. Balde, Carrasco, Samba, Howard Bills, Gray, Kovacic, and Laurent. I'm assuming Laurent and Carrasco are decent players. Balde is obviously a great left back. Our team is what it's been this whole entire season. Tony, Eze, Ramos, Vermeeren, Morete, Rodriguez, Kirks, Lozano, Lukeba, Gusto, Andrew. It's at Wembley, and it's on Ultimate. Let's get into it. And here we go. Champions League final against Manchester City. Okay, Ramos just didn't want to win that ball back, I guess. It's Robertson now. Stopped by Vermeeren. Taken out by Robertson. An early yellow card for Manchester City. The pass, a terrible pass. Now to Tchouaméni, back to Foden. Foden now still has a ball. He'll find Erling Haaland. He'll find the back of the net. And Manchester City up 1-0. Theo Hernandez, Gusto now on the ball. Gusto into Rodriguez. Rodriguez into Ivan Toney. Ivan Toney from distance. He's always going to miss that. Holy cow. Doku, Andrew with the save. We just have nothing going for us. It's Rodriguez down the ball. Lionel Messi's regen. Can he get past Tchouaméni, who's looking to close him down? He does. Can he find a good ball into Ivan Toney? No. Second ball, maybe no. Ramos has to get to that third ball. He doesn't. He'll fall for Lozano, though. Now to Toney. Ivan Toney on the ball. Ivan Toney into Rodriguez. Touch, shot, off the post. Ramos. Ivan Toney, last chance for halftime, really. Ivan Toney, Moretti, Rodriguez! 1-1 for Sheffield United right before the break. We draw level. Second half here, we just level it up right before the break. Last kick of that first half was our goal, and we are now back to level terms. Still not really having any creation in the game. We just got lucky, and we're giving the ball straight to Haaland. Thankfully, a heavy first touch. We'll lose it. Now Gusto into Rodriguez, who has the goal scorer so far. He'll find Gusto. Back to Rodriguez. Fake cross. Touch on his left foot. Rodrigo, how good is your left foot? It's terrible. Robertson. Haaland. Erling Haaland into Robertson. Robertson into Tchouaméni. Tchouaméni tried to get the shot off. Thankfully, my defender blocked it. Cleared now. Moretti on the ball. Into Vermeeren. Vermeeren out wide to Ramos. Ramos still going. Still with Ramos. He's cutting inside now. Into Ivan Toney. His shot's blocked out for a corner. Neto's first touch. He'll carry it out for Moretti. Moretti, makeshift right winger, into Eze. Now Ivan Toney. Ivan Toney will cut inside. He'll look to find Rodriguez. Rodriguez now loses the ball. That's a penalty, surely. It will be. Tamori will pick up a yellow card. Chance for us to take the lead here. Ivan Toney to put us ahead. Ivan Toney with the world's shortest run up. 2-1 for Sheffield United. Toney wins the ball back off of Tamori. And here comes, I forgot his name, Ivan Toney into Neto. Down for Eze on the volley out for a corner. Moretti into Rodriguez. Rodriguez now. Rodriguez. 3-1 for Sheffield. We're going to win the Champions League. And this is going to be the last chance for Man City to get up the field. They're down by 2, so it won't matter what happens here. Can Erling Haaland find the back of net? Gusto intercepts. That is game over. Sheffield United win the Champions League here at Wembley, taking down City 3-1. And Vermeer, one of the newer signings, is going to go ahead and lift the trophy here at Wembley. Sheffield United get it done. I don't know what season this is. What year are we in? 2029. So this is what, 6 seasons in now at this point? 5 to 6 seasons in. It's like 7 seasons actually. Is this 7? No, it's 6 to 7 seasons in. And the boys finally get it done. If you did enjoy this, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe. And until tomorrow, peace out.